All right. So Straya, so how was your upbringing?
Nice, great. Two parents, my mother and father, both in my life, siblings, middle child. Went to school, didn't really need for nothing. Uh, got in trouble like normal kids do. Yeah, no, not normal. I mean, I was
Nice.
a rebel, but on purpose, not because I had any, hardships or anything like that.
Okay.
Have a daughter, had her young, but had help. Um, her dad's in her life. My mom helped me. My siblings. I didn't have any like story about growing up.
Yeah.
Pretty normal, yeah, normal kid.
Okay. Okay. And what about you, China?
I had a good childhood, I guess. I lived with my dad till I was like 13, and then I lived with my mom. I had both of them, but separate households. So, you know,
Okay. So
Okay.
you were with dad first?
Christmases, stuff like that. So I was just, but she just wasn't around like that. But I'm the oldest on both sides, so
That's what's up.
Okay.
nothing really too
And and
childhood.
well, I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
Nothing really too crazy during my childhood. Just regular.
Okay. Okay. Um and Straya, you said that, you were a rebel, but
Hmm.
nothing really major or anything like that.
Yeah.
Um so as a adolescent, as a teenager,
Hmm.
no run-ins with the law or anything like that prior to your situation.
No.
Okay.
No.
What about you, China?
Prior to this situation, I had another situation. But I never did any time. This is my first time actually going to jail, like behind the cage.
Do you want to elaborate on the situation you had prior to?
The first time,
Yeah.
I was messing with a guy. It's always because of a freaking man, or maybe just because of me because I'm just stupid. But I was messing with a guy, and um, I had sold something to some random ass person that they was dealing with that I told them I didn't like. I knew that they was moving funny or whatever, but that wound up being like an undercover or whatever, and then wound up being a sale. And I wound up when I went to turn myself in, they wanted the guy, but the guy ran. They couldn't find him, so I wound up getting a possession charge for that, and they gave me like probation or something
So you
like
stood
that.
tall. You
That
didn't
was
you didn't tell.
a slap on the wrist, like so.
Hmm?
Okay.
No, so you stood tall. You ain't tell.
I always stand tall.
That's
That's
what's
why I
up. Wow.
did these two years.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. And how old were you that first time?
First time I was in 2011, so I was like 25.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
25.
And you said you didn't do any time for that situation. That was just pretty much like a slap on the wrist.
So I had a
Oh,
warrant. They had came. I wasn't staying where I was staying when they had came when they was looking for me. I had a warrant, so they was like, to "Come turn yourself in or whatever." But I had just had my daughter too. Like she was still young, so I'm like, dang, I don't want to go to jail. I want to be away from my baby. So I'm like, let me go turn myself in. I never been in trouble before. So they wound up releasing me to probation when I turned myself in. First, they was like $50,000 bill or some crazy shit. I was like,
Humble.
oh yeah, wilding. I started crying in there, like the waterworks started coming, and then they was like, all right, I'm gonna release you to probation. So they released me to probation, and then when I went to probation, I took my daughter with me, and they was like so distracted by her, like I guess they forgot like I had probation or something. So I just never like went. I didn't have nobody to report to. I didn't have an officer. Like, it was just like magically just, and by the grace of God, I just was like, okay, they not looking for me, and I'm not about to go looking for them. They not.
Yeah.
I
So I got kind of got swept under the rug.
I'm
Was
like, they had
was the
stuff going on. So.
was the guy that you kind of took the charge for, was that your daughter's father?
No, he was the man I was with prior to my daughter's father.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Well, Straya,
Yes.
so you said that you were rebellious as a teenager and as a kid, but you said you had your daughter young.
Yeah.
What age did you have her?
19. Well, like
Okay.
my teens, I just didn't listen. You know, I had a problem with authority and just did whatever I wanted to do. It wasn't until my 20s, and I didn't realize you were talking about like the first offense. So when I was 23, that was my first time I got arrested. You know,
Okay.
I had probation, but I wasn't as lucky as China. I had to go through my whole probation.
Okay.
And then in my 30s, I caught another charge and had probation there too. And then,
So it wasn't like you were looking for trouble. It just you guys kind of like it could have happened to anybody type shit.
no, I just, you know, I didn't have a influence. It wasn't like a guy influenced me or anything. Everything I did by myself. So I wouldn't have a witness or someone to tell on me. And, you know, if I do it, I got to take care of that by myself. It was just,
You the ones that niggas gotta look out for. You like the sneaky one. You like you the mastermind.
So if you don't want to say, you don't have to. What was your first charge when you said you were 23?
the same thing like this one. It was, you know, a repetitive charge.
Oh, okay.
I did the same thing each time.
Okay.
And then this time the judge was like, no, you know, that's why your past does matter. My past is what, you know, the judge wanted to give me 4 to 12 years. You know what I'm saying? But this time the judge, probation was out of the question. That wasn't happening at all.
And that was your second charge.
This was my third.
The third charge.
The second charge, I got probation.
Okay.
Yeah. And the first one.
Okay. So all right. So just to give a quick recap. Grew up Jamaica, China, Long Island. You had a 2-family household. And can I ask you this? Like, you had your mom and your father.
Well, no, I didn't have a 2-family household, but I grew up with my dad. My mother and father equally raised me. Like, they both played a part. It wasn't a situation where I wasn't with my dad or with my mother.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were both equally in my life.
In your life.
So, all right. So you started, you started to create a habit. You had a couple of situations, right? Where did the allure come from to having a certain type of upbringing, having a certain type of household? Where did you end up? How'd you end up in crime?
I guess just realizing that it could be done and noticing a loophole in things and seeing that at that time I thought I could get away with it. You know?
Okay.
So just basically, you know, seeing that I can, that it can be done, that I